What a crazy week this week. Tuesday saw the stock market plummet. Inflation on the rise. CPI numbers came out hotter than expected. Investors nervous what's next. It's enough to make your blood boil. We had mixed reviews this week and mixed reports. So we had CPI numbers up 0.4% this week. We had PPI numbers, which is your producer price index, and we had those numbers come in slightly lower. So they went from 9.8% to 8.7% this week. So we went up, we went down on PPI numbers, gave the investors a lot of mixed news. So the stock market this week saw a lot of whipsawing back and forth. In 1981, inflation was at a high of 11.8%. What did the Fed do back then? They raised rates on a Saturday. They did an emergency raising of the interest rates by 2% on a Saturday, which was really out of context, but well needed. And I think we're going to see similar situations here with what's going on. Eventually, as things do start to tame on inflation, the Fed's going to have to get ahead of it and start making cuts. When that'll happen, we don't know, but that's what happened in 1981. And if the Fed is watching closely to the pattern that happened in 81, they're going to have to be prepared for when they have to make those cuts so that we're ahead of deflation. There's a fine line in what the Fed does over the coming months. I do think we're going to go through a little bit more pain. I do think interest rates could go up even higher, get closer to that 7% range, and maybe third quarter of this year, fourth quarter or first quarter of next year, we could see things start to subside, which will be good news for interest rates. But the target rate of 2%, we really need to watch closely to make sure that they don't overcorrect as inflation comes down and it goes below 2%, and then we start dealing with deflation. And other big news, and this is something that could really affect rates, if the railway strikes are not resolved tonight by midnight, that could definitely impact interest rates. It'll impact inflation. It's all about supply chain, and that's one big thing we're going to be watching very closely here through tonight and through the weekend to see how that goes and how it's resolved. The MBA report came out, Mortgage Bankers Association, with some application data. Year over year right now, purchases are down 29% and refinances year over year are down 83%. So the business is down, but there's still a great opportunity now that housing prices are starting to level, come down actually in a few different areas, and interest rates may be higher, but it may be a great opportunity to get the house that you want at the price that you want. CoreLogic also published their report this week, and it looks like as of right now, 30-day mortgage rates are down to 2.7% overall, and 90-day rates are down to 1.3%. Those are decade lows, folks. Not many people looking to foreclose. There's a lot of equity out there still. Better chance of selling before going into foreclosure. I hope everybody has a fantastic week coming up. I'm Jeff Zuloff, and that's your Mortgage Minute.